everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl, the fourth ever annual Howl Awards. We go over the most surprising player, best defenseman, best forward, the hard hat award. It's always fun time just to celebrate the Coyotes player for the season they just finished. So we're just going to jump right into it. Let's see how long this one is. The most surprising player. What do you guys think about this? I got 4 nominees for each award. The nominees for most surprising player is Logan Cooley, Michael Carcone, Nick Bjugstad, or Dylan Guenther. Some pretty good ones there. You know, before the season even started, what's Cooley going to be like? Is Carcone going to be an extra forward? Is he even going to be in the lineup? Nick Bjugstad, he comes back. Does he really love Arizona that much? And Dylan Guenther, he's going to spend the whole year in Tucson, right? Well, wrong. Giving it up to Dylan Guenther as the most surprising player. Obviously, this is all my own opinion, but Dylan Guenther was not even supposed to be in this lineup. I thought in the offseason he would have been a lock for the Coyotes, a top 6 role. Unfortunately, after training camp, they sent Dylan Guenther down to Tucson just to work on his game, his two-way game, the defensive part of the game. And honestly, he also worked on his shot and his release. He could fire the shot so accurately now at the NHL level with such accuracy and very little room and time to do it. So Dylan Guenther gets the most surprising player. On an 82-game pace, Dylan Guenther would have 33 goals and 64 points, good for second on the team. Overall this season, Guenther in 45 games played had 18 goals and 35 assists. So that's most surprising. What about most disappointing Coyotes player? I'm sure if we could give it to not a player, we would know exactly what the most disappointing thing this season was. But for the 4 nominees, we got Jason Zucker, Matt Dumba, remember those names, Jack McBain, and Barrett Hayden. I love Hayden. A little bit unfair for Hayden. He was injured for most of the season in odd ways. He scores a goal, celebrates, and breaks his thumb, I guess. So for the most disappointing player, I mean, who's it going to be? And for me, it's Jason Zucker. I'm showing you the results so I don't get audited and you guys think I'm lying here. Jason Zucker, can't even say his name properly, was supposed to be brought in as a third-line scoring winger, get between 20 to 30 goals, bring that veteran presence to the team, help out power play unit number 2, just be a goal scorer. That's all we needed him to be, but didn't come as advertised. Only 9 goals, 25 points in 51 games played. And if that wasn't enough as a disappointment, we traded him for only a 6th round pick, which turns out ownership didn't want any money retained moving forward. And I guess now we know why. So Jason Zucker gets the most disappointing Coyotes player award. Could have been Matt Dumba, but honestly, at least he threw his body around, was physical near the end of his tenure with the Coyotes. It just took him a while to get a bit acclimated. Not to say I wasn't disappointed in Dumba, but more so in Jason Zucker. So talking about forwards, who is the best forward for this Coyotes season? The 4 nominees are Nick Schmaltz, Matthias Michelli, Clayton Keller, or Logan Cooley. Cooley sneaks in here. Put Cooley over Guenther. Why? Probably because he played the 82 games, or not 82. He played pretty much the full season. Did he play 82? I'm pretty sure Cooley didn't miss a game. Honestly, that's pretty impressive. Maybe that should have won most surprising. So the best forward for the Arizona Coyotes for the 2023-2024 season. Let me get to the past winners. We have Clayton Keller on a 2-year streak of winning this award. And the first ever Howl Awards, Phil Kessel won Best Forward. I don't know how that happened. I think I might have been on the funny stuff then. But let's go here. Clayton Keller wins his 3rd straight Best Forward Award for the Howl Awards. Leads the team again in points, third straight year. He got 10 points less than last year, but like I said in the season review, a lot of points and goals were scored by committee this year. He got over 30 goals again. He is the best forward. He is the most consistent forward. I'm loving how confident he is in his shot. He's a power play specialist. He was exciting to watch, special player, and can't get better than Clayton Keller just yet. But there's players biting at his heels. Then we go to a tough one, and tough for the wrong reasons. Best defenseman. Best defenseman. Who do you think it is? Not a lot to choose from. J.J. Moser, Valimaki, Sean Durzi, Michael Kesselring. I can't believe he actually makes it as a nomination. The past Best Defenseman awards were Chikrin won it twice, and Gossespierre won it in the second annual Howl Awards. So some good company there. Best defenseman, who's it going to be? Can you guess? Who's your favorite defenseman? For me, it was Sean Durzi. Not a lot to choose from. And he scores the last ever goal at Mullet Arena. So fitting, I guess, for this award. I picked him before the last game of the season to try and not be biased, but he did what he could. Honestly, even though it was disappointing that he didn't score in like 40 games to end the season, he was on the power play #1 unit consistently. He facilitated the puck really well in the power play. He sort of had a lethal shot, and it made some opponents sort of be wary about a shot from the point, but he needs to be better. He has a lot of room to improve. Hopefully he stays with the group if the group stays together and you see him grow. Just there's a lot there, just not sure what happened. He did get injured for a brief moment and then came back and went on that scoring drought. So maybe that injury kind of hindered him, and we basically needed to rely on him as our best offensive defenseman. And like I said, he's got a lot of room to improve, but for right now, there wasn't a defenseman that jumped off the page for me other than Sean Durzi. So we go to the Hard Hat Award. What is the Hard Hat Award? It's the player who brings his lunch pail to every game. He works hard. He wears the hard hat at the construction site. Doesn't complain. Is sort of that physical guy, but chips in on offense, and he's just reliable. That's the Hard Hat Award. Former Hard Hat Award winners, 3 different winners. The only award with 3 different winners, I believe, other than most disappointing and surprising probably. But in the first year, it was Connor Garland. Second year, Clayton Keller. And last year, Jack McBain. So that should give you an idea of what type of player this is. I forgot to even say the nominations. Nominations for the Hard Hat Award: Alex Kerfoot, Nick Bukestad, Jack McBain, or Josh Brown. Josh Brown makes an appearance in an award show, and it's not for most disappointing. I wonder who gets this one. And I did this before the game last night too. Loved seeing him on the broadcast between periods. It's Nick Bukestad. 20 goals, over 20 goals for Nick Bukestad. Signs a 2-year extension with the Coyotes, makes league minimum, doesn't complain. He got nominated, I think it's called the King Clancy Award, for most deserving player on a team that gives back to the community. Never complains, was a great leader on the team. One of the oldest, if not the oldest player on the Coyotes team at 31 or 32 years old. He fit in like a glove on that top line with Keller and Schmaltz. And can't say enough good things about Nick Bukestad. He's never pouted since coming to Arizona. And the fact that he got traded away last trade deadline and then signs a new contract, 2 years. Yeah, great stuff by Nick Bukestad. Our second last award. Sorry, folks, it's almost over. The best game. Which is the best game? This is some tough competition here, I gotta be honest. The first one, there's 4 games I have here. September 23rd versus LA. Yes, not the regular season. Preseason game against LA in Australia, where Cooley scores pretty much his most highlight reel goal of his career, and it wasn't even a legitimate regular season NHL goal. Keep seeing that goal on repeat. It's great stuff. The second game, March 26th versus Columbus Blue Jackets. Why do you have a game against the Blue Jackets on here? Josh Stone's debut. I'm sure you're, yeah, I'll talk about that more. Number 3, April 5th versus the Vegas Golden Knights, coming back from 4-1 to win 7-4, a 6-goal third period, the most in Coyotes franchise history. Just an unbelievable comeback win for the Coyotes around the time of Josh Stone's debut as well. Such a drama-filled game with goals called back. Just a great electrifying game. And the last one, April 17th versus Edmonton, the last game ever at Mullet Arena. So who wins this one? I think I already spoiled it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe some of you might think it's another game. Let's go for the best game. Who did I pick? Which game did I pick? March 26th versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, Josh Stone's debut. Why didn't I choose the last game at Mullet? For some reason, I felt that was a very tense. I just felt like it was a very tense game. Mixed emotions. Maybe it was just me. Just a crowd. When they scored, they popped off. But throughout the game, it was a battle. It wasn't such a decisive victory, even though it was 5-2. It was a battle. Like, Edmonton was hanging in there, even though their star players didn't really show up. But just a very tense moment. But for Josh Stone's debut, that was the loudest I've ever heard Mullet. The crowd was crazy, electric. It was packed. It was raucous, whatever, however you pronounce that word. Shane Doan is in the building celebrating like he just won the Stanley Cup. And for Shane Doan, that was his Stanley Cup. Not too many people could be a face of a franchise, a captain of a franchise, have your son drafted by that same team, debut for that same team at home, scored 2 goals in his debut, and the building pops off. Everyone was happy for him. Tyson Nash was very emotional about it. Great to hear all the stories around Josh and Shane Doan. Just an incredible game. And at that moment, if we remember March 26th, we had no idea what was coming after that. So now we go to the last award, the Howl Award. Keller, again, is on a streak of back-to-back winning of this award, with Chychrun winning the first ever Howl Award. Let's get into it. The 4 nominees are Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, that's like the thumbnail shot, Connor Ingram, or Dylan Guenther, a goalie. The only disappointing part about this award show is I don't know how to involve goalies because there's only 2 of them. Sometimes 3, but usually it's 2. What am I going to do? Best goalie, and it would always be the starting goaltender. So the nominees again for the Howl Award, the best player in my opinion for the season, I'll do it again. Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Connor Ingram, or Dylan Guenther. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win this Howl Award? I can't, my finger, like I'm trembling here. I'm trembling, why? Because I'm going off script. It's neither of those nominations. Arizona fans, they win the 4th annual Howl Award. Through thick and thin, they just deserve it all. Wonderful people. I have never interacted or engaged with a Coyotes fan that was annoying, nauseating, arrogant. Everyone loves everyone. If you're a Coyotes fan, they just immediately, you love each other. Honestly, moving forward, you should wear as much Coyotes apparel or logos as you can in public. It's a beacon for other Coyotes fans just to get together and share this unprecedented moment that we all had to go through. So that's it for the 4th annual Howl Awards. Like always, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word, and thank you for your support.